Than Patrick Mahomes at the fight Saturday. He is the nicest kid. TJ Hushmanzada's joining us. You talk about low maintenance, no entourage. Here's the MVP of the Super Bowl, and he walked in. He might as well have just been a guy working at any old place in America. No, nothing, just a dude.
That's how it should be.
But it's not always like that.
Don't think of yourself like you're up here and everybody else is beneath you. And he doesn't carry himself like that, and that's why he endears himself to his teammates, because if he's acting like that away from football, he's extremely one of the guys during football.
Yeah, it is interesting. As a quarterback, you do want to be one of the guys, but, you know, Michael Vick once told me when he broke into the league that Dan Reeves said, you may be one of the guys, but you're the most important guy as a quarterback. You just can't be going out all the time. You have to understand. So it's a balance.
It's a balancing act, yeah. He knows that, though. The way with social media and these TV shows like yours and how a quarterback should act, they hear this, they watch this, and the ones that are smart, they heed the message, and the ones that don't, they're going to struggle.
Okay, so the Combine starts today. Let's first talk about the Combine. So even though you made the NFL, you were the second most heralded wide receiver on your college team because Chad Johnson played, and Chad had the big vertical and was loud, and then I always felt, had to grind a little more, impress people a little more at your workouts. Do you think the Combine matters? Do players think it matters?
It matters. And the people that say it doesn't matter, they're lying. It matters. If you run fast, if you jump high, and you impress them in the route running, we're talking receivers, agility drills, and then you can go meet with them and impress them and show them your football IQ, that matters. And if you're a guy that's supposed to be drafted high and you run slow, they're going to look at you in a negative light and say, oh, man, I thought he was faster than this. Had you not run at all, you wouldn't be looked at in a negative light because everybody thought highly of you. So, yeah, the Combine matters, and it shows that it matters that you got all these kids from all over the country training from January until this past Friday. A lot of guys flew out yesterday getting ready for the Combine. I mean, training 5-6 days a week, every single day, getting ready for the Combine. So it shows you that it matters.
Let's go back. Wade Phillips said earlier today, he said the interview part's a real thing now. When Wade broke into the NFL in the 70s, they didn't have an interview at the Combine. Do you remember yours?
You know what it is? Like, for us, it was they just ask you kind of crazy questions. But the guys that we're working with, me and Jordan Palmer.
So it should be noted, you have worked with, I don't think anybody in the country can say this outside of you, and you've worked with Joe Burrow, you've worked with Justin Herbert, and you've worked with the right now unheralded, but he's going to be a first-round pick, Jordan Love. So you've worked with all of them.
I've been on the field with him, worked with him, but we've been on the field. And even our receivers, I'm teaching the receivers the game like a quarterback. I'm trying to teach them, see the game like a quarterback. Things will come so much easier for you. Understand formations, learn formations. Don't learn the play, learn the concept. Don't learn your spot, learn the whole concept of the play. Understand coverage, what each guy is supposed to do. And so I said, when you go into these interview rooms, when you start speaking their language, they're going to walk away impressed because physically you got it, and now you're showing them mentally you got it. And so that's what we're doing, is trying to teach guys how to learn the game mentally so that when you get there, it's a seamless transition.
Let's talk about Joe Burrow. I'll give you my criticism on all of them, and you push back. Okay, Joe Burrow, average arm.
I wouldn't say average. I would say just above average.
Special?
Yeah, he's special here, and you don't see that. And I tell people this, yourself enjoy. If you guys don't do this job for 3 years and you kind of just sit around, but you really don't do it, how good would you be when you come back that fourth year? Would it take a while to kind of get back going?
Sure.
Of course. So that was Joe Burrow out of high school. He didn't play. He pretty much sat for 3 years. He went to LSU. Everybody talks about his first year. His first year was his year back on the bike, so to speak. And then this past year was, okay, now I'm ready.
Okay.
And so that's how I look at it.
By the way, I've never heard anybody say that. That's really smart. He basically didn't get a play because he was behind J.T. Barrett at Ohio State. So at LSU, it was the first time he got a play.
And so that first year was, let me get back on the bike and show you guys I can still do this. Last year was like, okay, I'm ready now.
All right, Justin Herbert. Big arm, but, off script, he doesn't do much. If the play's not drawn up for him, you're not going to get much.
Big arm is probably an understatement. Cannon arm. His arm is crazy. He'll go into the league and immediately second or third best arm in the league. Mahomes, Stafford, him. However you want to do it. That's how big his arm is.
Can he ad-lib?
He's athletic. Can he ad-lib? I would think so. He did it in the bowl game. He ad-libbed pretty well. The dude is huge. He's a big old dude. He's athletic. So humble, man. Like, when you talk to him, he's very humble, really personable dude. I like him a lot.
Jordan Love. His mechanics are a mess.
Jordan Love is probably going to be the surprise of the draft. Dude, he's what the NFL is now. He's about 6'3", 6'4", can run, has a really good arm, athletic. Not Lamar Jackson speed and athleticism.
But that's not even, there is no Lamar Jackson.
He's similar to Deshaun Watson, maybe a little bigger, maybe a little faster, similar to Deshaun Watson.
Listen to this, because I like him. There's a story out today, the Packers would draft a quarterback. Jordan Love ain't lasting to the Packers.
He ain't going to be there. No, he'll be drafted before then.
Indy 13.
If they're smart. Jordan Love's going to be the surprise of the draft.
Yeah, no question. Listen to this. I'm going to supply, because I think Jordan Love's going to be special. So if you went to his sophomore tape, 32 TDs, 6 picks, ran for 7 touchdowns, 11-2 team. If you looked at his sophomore pick, I would argue there'd be people saying he should go number 1. As a junior, they lost coaches and players. As a junior, he had 20 touchdowns, 17 picks, and was 7-6. If you go back to YouTube, I had a scouting director tell me this. He goes, go back and look at his sophomore. He's Deshaun Watson. He's moving around, making plays. He's got some Patrick Mahomes. He's slinging it.
He can play. He's being trained by Steve Calhoun. And not this past Saturday, the Saturday before, we were on the field for a few hours. Myself, Jordan Love, T. Higgins flew out here from Clemson. And we're out there. I'm working with T. They're running routes. It was fantastic. And T. Higgins is going to be a surprise of the draft, too. There's no way he's
the wide receiver for Clemson.
There's no way he's the third best receiver in the draft. No way.
So I'm going to rank my quarterbacks. I don't know if we have this graphic. Here's how I always put my quarterbacks in 3 tiers. So here's mine. My number 1 tier is Tua. And then I put Burrow, Herbert, and Love in huge potential. And then Jacob Eason, to me, has to be the right fit, or it's going to be not. Do you buy it or not? Where am I wrong on that? For our radio audience,
I can agree with that to a certain degree. Now, I think Tua needs to be in huge potential as well, because it's the fit that is going to guarantee that you're great. You have to go to a coaching staff that really is going to maximize your gifts and your ability, and that's for Burrow, that's Herbert, and that's Jordan Love. You have to go to a team that's going – I've seen it. There's so many quarterbacks that, they're busts. Were they really a bust, or was that development and that coaching staff really just not that good?
Well,
there's bad analysts, correct?
Yeah,
there's bad
most
coaches.
Most of them not on this show.
And there's bad coaches. There's bad doctors. There's bad police officers. There's bad everything. You just hope you don't go to the bad coach.
Yeah. Go back to your combine stuff. It starts today. So you come out of Oregon State. You played junior college.
I went to junior college. I went to Cerritos.
And Oregon State.
Yes.
So you were invited to the combine.
Yes.
Okay. So go to your first day. Did you think you stacked up to the Clemson guy, the LSU guy?
This is just me. I honestly thought Chad was going to run the fastest time of any player there. And when he ran, he slipped, and it was just so different. Chad came out in these fluorescent tights.
Why am I not shocked by that?
And so he didn't have a great combine, and so it was shocking. But
Did you have a good combine?
Yeah, I did very well.
What'd you run?
I ran 4.4 flat, 39-inch vertical.
Oh, damn.
I've always been explosive and athletic, but it was my reputation. So, they didn't look at me objectively. It was subjectively.
So where did you get drafted? What round?
7th round.
Oh, my Lord.
And I was so angry about it. I never forget it. I was watching the Portland Trail Blazers play the Lakers in the playoffs. I was so pissed off. I wanted to break the TV because I'm watching the draft at the same time. And I'm like, I could name so many guys that got drafted ahead of me. Even still to this day, I was angry.
You had a 39-inch vertical, ran a 4.4, and by the way, had a ton of catches at Oregon State.
Yeah, and then when I went to my pro day, they made me run like 3 or 4 times because they thought my 40 time was fake. Like Eric Yarber, the receiver coach at the Rams, laughed at it like they thought it was fake.
And you fell to the 7th.
Yeah,
Was there a guy that got drafted ahead of you, a wide receiver, and you wanted to throw up?
It was a lot of them. I'm sorry, guys. Hope you don't watch the show.
America does. It's
Vinny Sutherland from Purdue went ahead of me. Cedric James from TCU went ahead of me. Like, I remember those names so vividly. Cedric James was at the All-Star game with me, and me and Steve Smith lit the All-Star game up. Steve Smith from the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
And when he got drafted in front of me, I'm like, huh, what is this? So that's what I went to say. My first day of practice with the Bengals, first day, I got in a fight. Got in a fight, first day. DB kept talking trash. I got in the first day. I was so angry. Like, I'm like, I got something to prove. Anybody say anything to me, I'm fighting them.
Really?
Yeah. Coach LeBeau was a head coach. I know he remembers this. He walked into the locker room and dapped me up and just told me, control my emotions. I went in the locker room like, oh, man, I'm about to get cut. But, yeah, I was just.
Do you remember the day that, you made the team, that you knew you'd made the team?
First day. After that first day, after the first practice, remember, we had Peter Warrick, Ron Dugans, Danny Farmer, and Chad. We're all on the same team. After the first practice, I'm like, oh, I'm the best one. That's what I thought. I thought I was the best. They couldn't do what I did, and I was smarter than all of them.
You were the 27th wide receiver drafted, 27th.
It just shows you how much these guys really know.
Well, it also shows you that when people come in and have a certain opinion or narrative, people get very rigid.
You know what it is, though? And this is, you can't show guys how smart you are. It wasn't that way when I was coming out. And I pick things up really quickly.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know why I'm saying this, I didn't really take my playbook home ever. I see it one time, I have it. I went to Baltimore on a Monday or Tuesday. We played that first week, that weekend. I never took my playbook home. I never took it home. I never took it to the hotel room. I see it one time, I have it.
That's nice.
My whole career. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying that, but never took it home.
You can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I'm done playing now.
I've never prepped for this show. I just turned the mic on and gab. Joy and I just already pulled into the parking lot 4 minutes before.
That is not true.
You're right. None of that's true. It's great seeing you, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good, we get good stories from you. You were fighting people.
First day, I know they remember it too. And the DBs would hold me later in the week in practice. They'd be like, "I'm sorry, man." I'd be like, "It's cool." They thought I was gonna take off on them.
Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This